What up, guys? This is the Retro Kid, Retronic Ice Cat, on the Real News Talk channel. You know what the fuck to do. So, I've got some news for you in regards to Stephanie Vaquer calls out a fan for recording her and basically harassing her and making her feel uncomfortable. I'm telling you, man, I don't know where these creepy so-called fans come from. It's like they come from the gutter, and when they meet their favorite wrestler, they feel entitled to get a picture and an autograph. I got news for you. These wrestlers don't have to do shit for you if they don't want to, because they are human beings just like the rest of us. The only difference is that they are more famous and known, and you're just a regular person. That's the only difference. You're acting like they're gods. Like, they don't eat, they don't shit, they don't piss, they don't sleep, they don't breathe the same air as you. You're acting like they come from a different type of universe. Because a lot of fans in this current time are delusional. They can't take no for an answer. They get overexcited, thinking what they're doing is okay, which is totally not. You continue to invade people's privacy when they tell you that they don't want to take a photo, they don't want to sign anything, they just want to spend some time to themselves. Yes, they signed up for where they are today. They signed up for it. And obviously, they have to deal with it. But at the same time, that doesn't give you the right to purposely invade their privacy and make them feel uncomfortable and stress them out even further. Especially if they are going through a rough day, which Stephanie Vaquer had on her 33rd birthday on the 29th of March this past, was it Sunday? Yeah, Sunday was her birthday. Happy belated birthday, Stephanie Vaquer. And she's like one of my top favorite female wrestlers in the WWE right now. She was going for a rough time and she was probably dealing with personal issues, so she didn't want to be bothered at that moment. But some people, they just don't care. They just want to get what they want and then fuck off, basically. But when they don't get what they want to harass you. They want to follow you. They want to take it to another level. And some people have comprehension problems. They have lack of self-awareness. And it's sad because some of these fans may have some sort of like mental disability, that their brain cannot function normally, and they believe that what they're doing is okay. So their brain is wired totally different to the average person. But at the same time, there are some people with mental disabilities that do have common sense to know when to leave a person alone. So there are different levels to AKA autism. Because not everybody that has autism, that is on the spectrum, has the same type of conditions. Some people can articulate their words better than other people that have autism. Some people can understand a little bit better. You know? So there are different stages to autism. Not everybody that has autism that's on the spectrum is the exact same way. But that's besides the point. The point is, everybody knows right from wrong. People should know when to leave people alone when they don't want to be bothered. Stephanie Vaquer didn't want to be bothered. She's trying to get from A to B. And I'm sure normally she would stop and take photos and sign for fans whenever she can. That's if she's in a mood to do it. She doesn't have to do it every single time she sees fans. She just wants some time to herself. Same with the other wrestlers in general. But the female wrestlers, they get harassed the most. They get it more so than the men. Because they won't try it with the men. Why? Because they know what will happen if they go too far with the male wrestlers. But with the female wrestlers, it's like they're kind of semi-hesitant. Like they're kind of like 50-50, but they're not as afraid as they would be with the male wrestlers, if you know what I'm saying. So they would actually go after the females quicker than they would with the male wrestlers. And also, yeah, female wrestlers, some of them dress provocative. Not all of them, but some of them dress provocative. So these horny fans, these horny version fans, feel the need to try it with them, thinking that they're gonna get a chance with them, which they never will. They are just people on TV doing their thing, making their money, entertaining idiots like yourselves. That's it. But you guys have lack of self-control. You can't control yourselves. As soon as you see a female wrestler, you know, you act like a kid in a candy store. You acting like you see Jesus Christ. That's how some of you fans behave when you see a person that does their thing on TV. It's funny because you lot worship a human being more than the Creator, the Most High. And you know what that tells me? That tells me that you're on the other side. You don't have a relationship with God. That's the reason why you be worshipping a human being more so. But then again, there are some atheists out there. There are some atheist people out there. So obviously, they don't believe in God. They don't believe in nothing. But hey, if you don't believe in God, if you're not with God, if you're on the other side, then cool. That's on you. But at the end of the day, you got to look at your life and look at yourself. And ask yourself why your life is so fucked up. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, this fan decided to call out Stephanie Vaquer for ignoring him and not giving him no mind, and allegedly gave all the other fans attention except him. But Stephanie Vaquer replied back and said that what that fan did, right, as she was trying to get from A to B, was harassing her after she said no. She doesn't have time to stop for anybody. She's just trying to get from A to B, and you kept following her and recording her. Now, that is harassment. From the moment somebody says no and says that they're trying to get from A to B, you should just stop right there. Don't go any further. Because there's people like you that ruin it for other wrestling fans that don't move that way. They know their limits. They know their boundaries. But it's guys like you, it's idiots like you that don't know your boundaries. And you want to make up excuses saying that, oh, this person didn't start for me. They didn't sign my autograph. They didn't want to take a picture of me. Maybe because you were all up in their face. Maybe you was acting like a fool. That's why she didn't stop. Possibly. But because this whole thing is conflicting, this idiot saying one thing and Stephanie saying another, it makes it very confusing. So nobody knows what to believe. The only person, the only people that can confirm what happened is the ones that were there. The ones who were present at that moment. They can confirm everything. But because two parties are saying two different things, everything right now is alleged because this fan is trying to make Stephanie Vaquer out to be some sort of rude person, you know? So it's quite complicated, to say the least, because we all have bad days. We all have issues. We all go off sometimes. But does that mean that they are always like that? Does it mean that the person's always rude? No. Even the nicest person could come out as a rude person once in a while if they're stressed out. You know? The coolest person could come out as a rude person from time to time if they're pissed off. If you bother them on the wrong day, they can turn cold. But it doesn't mean that they are normally like that. Maybe they're just having their moment and they don't want to be bothered. And that goes for every single human being on this earth. None of us is perfect. Stephanie Vaquer is not perfect. No female wrestler is perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect. We all have bad days. We all get pissed off from time to time. Maybe because you did something to piss her off, let alone start recording her consistently and following her, making her feel uneased. That's why she probably went off on you. Because I'm sure she wouldn't have done that for no reason if she was rude. If she was rude, then you do deserve to get called out for your fucking incompetent bullshit. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me get to the article because I've been ranting for a bit too long now. So basically, Stephanie Vaquer isn't staying quiet after a fan tried to call her out online. She's telling her side of what really happened. Following the March 30th, 2026 episode of Raw, a video surfaced on social media showing Stephanie Vaquer at an Uber pickup area alongside Roxanne Perez, aka Roxy. The fan who recorded the clip claimed Vaquer refused to take photos or sign autographs, blasting her publicly in a tweet. The fan didn't hold back in his post, accusing Vaquer of being rude and singling her out compared to other wrestlers. So just because other wrestlers stop to take pictures and sign autographs, does that mean that Stephanie Vaquer is different to them? Anyway, this is what the idiot had to say. Thank you for stopping for your fans. You're the fakest ever. You're not the premier. You're the last. I just asked you for a photo and an autograph. All the rest of the female wrestlers did it with no problem. Except you. But he said accept. See? I don't know. Maybe the fan is dyslexic. I don't know. No disrespect to people that have dyslexia, but I'm just calling it for what it is. You was the mean one of all. Check out of my list. Okay. The clip quickly gained traction, but Vaquer wasted no time responding, pushing back hard against the narrative and explaining what actually went down. She started by making it clear that interacting with fans is something she normally prioritizes. I always stop and I am very kind to my fans. La Premiere then revealed that the situation came on a particularly difficult day for her personally. Something the fan chose to ignore. Yeah, because he's a fucking asshole, if that's the case. According to Vaquer, the issue wasn't simply being asked for a photo. It escalated when the fan refused to respect her boundaries. Yesterday was my birthday and I was honestly having a really bad day. Even so, I politely asked for understanding and many people respected that. But you followed me for a long time, saying hurtful things and making me feel uncomfortable. And you wonder why you got singled out. You fucking donut. She added that despite clearly saying no multiple times, the fan continued recording and pursuing her. And in her closing statement, Vaquer called out the behavior directly, questioning how someone acting that way could claim to be a supporter. Because he's not a supporter, he's a fake ass supporter. He's a stalker. That's what he is. He ain't no fucking fan. Miss me with that bullshit. Anyone that calls this bozo a fan, you're delusional yourself. I told you multiple times and you kept following me and recording, and now you're posting this shit on social media. It's sad to see people like you call themselves fans. Yeah, it's a joke. A lot of these fans are fake. They're not real fans. They have no understanding, lack of comprehension, and lack of self-awareness. And they wonder why they get called out and get nothing. They need to look at themselves in the mirror for real. They need to check themselves. That's how they be wrecking themselves. The exchange flips the narrative around the video, turning what started as a fan complaint into a broader conversation about boundaries between wrestlers and the public. With moments like this increasingly playing out online, Vaquer's response draws a clear line. Access doesn't mean entitlement, and even public figures have limits. Exactly. And that's what Stephanie Vaquer tweeted on her X account. As you can see, she was having a very bad day on her own birthday. You think she'd want to be bothered? You think she'd want to be disturbed by anybody, let alone a stranger? You've got to be out of your mind. Do you think fans sometimes cross the line? Of course they cross the line all the fucking time. They do it every single time they see a wrestler or a celebrity. They always do dumb shit. I don't know if it's for clout or attention, because they don't really get attention in their personal life. So they want to make themselves famous by doing stupid shit when they see someone famous. Just like on Monday Night Raw, when a fan grabbed Liv Morgan's arm when she was making her entrance to the ring. And then she shoved his arm away from her. You know? Why are you touching people? You're at an event. You're meant to be supporting the wrestlers, not putting your hands on them without their consent. But you see, these dumb motherfuckers don't have no sense. And it's always the usual suspects. And you can tell who's who, because there's a pattern. I don't know what it's going to take for things to change, but I have a bad feeling that one day something bad's going to happen. Something really terrible is going to happen. But before it does, they need to act fast before it reaches to that point. Because next time, it could be something fatal. God forbid. But the way fans are moving these days, there's no telling what could happen next. I don't know what is wrong with people nowadays. People can't respect boundaries. They don't have no respect for anybody or anything. And then you wonder why female wrestlers look at male fans a certain way, or look at them sideways. Because when a real wrestling fan approaches them respectfully, they'll be questioning them, or they'll just blow them off, assuming that they're just like these other creepy so-called fake-ass fans. And it just ruins their experience. Because the real fans will get labeled in the same category as these dumb motherfuckers. You know? And me, myself, I'm a wrestling fan. I've been for many years. But for the most part, I keep myself to myself. Especially in this community. There's a few people that I talk to. They know who they are. But other than that, I stay to myself, man, because the majority of wrestling fans nowadays, most of them have something wrong with them. They're not normal people. They're not. They're psychotic. They're sickos. I don't know what to say at this point, but wrestling fans will be wrestling fans. You know, it's mad. It's mad if you ask me. If something don't change fast, then who knows? Who knows, man? But hopefully Stephanie Vaquer is doing a little bit better. And I wish her good luck in her match and her title defense against Liv Morgan at WrestleMania 42 in a few weeks. I know those two are going to tear the house down at WrestleMania. And I like Liv Morgan as well. So whoever wins this match wins. But hey, we just gotta wait and see on what the outcome will be. Or maybe there might be a twist, there might be a swerve between Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. There might be a double turn. There might be a double turn. Maybe Stephanie Vaquer may turn heel and reveal a darker side to her. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens in due course. So yeah, man, that's all I gotta say about this mad situation with the fan harassing Stephanie Vaquer. You know, and I believe Stephanie Vaquer is genuinely a nice person, and she does stop for fans and take the time out to take pictures and sign autographs and that. I've seen videos of her when she was on NXT with her boyfriend, taking pictures and signing autographs, just chilling, relaxing, you know, interacting with fans and that. But you'll always have an asshole that just because that one person was having a bad day will label them as such. It's just pathetic. Because people that do that are the main problem, not the person that they are accusing and try and throw dirt on their name. Try and tarnish their image just because you didn't get what you want. You want to call this person fake. You want to call them rude. That means you were never a fan in the first place. People that do that, they're not fans of the person. They just want to get what they want and that's it. You are a fake, phony fan. Calling yourself a fan is a fucking joke. You are a pretender. You are a snake. Better fact here, you are a demon. That's what you are. You are a demon. They just want to suck the energy out of people. Energy vampires. Yeah, that's why Stephanie Vaquer felt uncomfortable, because you tried to suck her energy. You have energy. You have a lot of energy vampires out there. Because when you're around certain people, sometimes you might feel some type of way. You might feel uneasy. You might feel uncomfortable. And that's your gut telling you that this person is no good. And maybe this fucking dickhead is no good. He's a rotten piece of shit. Where's Danhausen when you need him? To say to this person, you are cursed. Yeah, but all jokes aside though, this person that is trying to throw dirt on Stephanie has some sort of issues. Big time issues. Like, just leave people alone. Like, just leave people alone. But I guess some people will never learn until reality really hits them where it hurts. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to just leave it at that. But I'm glad that Stephanie Vaquer is okay. And I wish her all the best. Enough love to Stephanie Vaquer. And happy belated birthday once again. So this is the Retro Kid, Retronic Ice Cat on the Real News Talk channel. If you have anything to say in regards to this situation, drop a comment below. Or you can remain silent. Choice is yours. So, yeah, until my next video, stay blessed. Keep it 100. Peace.
You know who the guy is with them?
No, probably the publicist. I don't know. La primera is right there. La primera don't want to sign. She said no. Buenos dias. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, la primeras. And there's the other one, Vaquer Perez. They're all leaving. And they say no. Goodbye. No.